Wonderful, it's working, I reckon. Hello, this is Heike. I am a nutritionist and I work in my own business called Ambrosia Nutrition. And tonight Ben asked me to show you a simple dish and hopefully inspire you to cook it all. So it'll be a beautiful pasta tomato sauce. Hi Ash! And here are the tomatoes that I just harvested in the garden. Most of the stuff will be or is homegrown or grown in the Pakenham community garden, and I will try as I go along to explain some of the health benefits, as this is what I do as a nutritionist. If you see my arm flick over, that's me putting stuff into the compost bin, which is just behind the phone that is recording me. I hope everybody can hear me okay. I can see 3 people are watching, I believe, 4. So I'm going to turn on my oven, and I've got a large pot here. It's really good to use the biggest pot that you have available, because when you boil your tomatoes to reduce them, they are going to bubble. And if you've got a shallow pot, it just goes everywhere. So this makes it a bit neater. So you turn it on. I've got a gas oven. You turn it on sort of medium high to get a bit of frying power under your onion. I will post the recipe after. So you put about 4 tablespoons of olive oil into your pot. You peel your onion. Sound is great. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for your feedback. Any questions also, I will try and have a look at the display. So I'm just putting some onion peel there. So really it is not hugely important how you chop your onion here. Main thing is, you know, any which way is really it really doesn't matter. If you like slices, do slices. If you like dice, do dice. In they go, and you hear a slight sizzle. This is what you want to hear. You don't really want to roast them too much, because too much browning is really not useful for retaining nutrients. And speaking about nutrients, of course, onions are amazing, especially in the times of the COVID virus. You wanna make sure you eat a lot of them. They are full of antiviral properties. And the other little tool in your medical chest for viruses is garlic. And I'll put 3 cloves in. I actually grew the onion and the garlic myself. The easiest way to peel garlic is to just squeeze it, as you just saw with the back of a knife, and then the peel separates from the clove a lot easier. So your onion needs about 3 minutes or so to get a bit of color, and as you can hear, that's going on. After that, you put in your garlic. You don't want to burn the garlic. It really alters the flavor. And what I always do is I put 2 cloves of garlic in at the end to retain that allicin that is so antiviral, antibacterial, and antifungal. There you go. Got my trusty wooden spoon here. Just give it a bit of a stir. And so so I've got my garlic peeled, and you know, there's small garlics. Homegrown is never as large as the ones that you buy. I just kind of halve them so they look kind of like that. And once the onion has a bit of color, they will go in. So normally I would add, I hardly ever use stock or any stock powder. Instead, I sort of create my own stock as I'm cooking. And normally I would use carrots. No carrots in the garden at the minute. So I harvested these lovely, anyone knows what they are? Somebody's watching from the Philippines. Anyone knows what they are? Those stalks? They are amazing. When it comes to health benefits, silver beet stalks are, did anyone say that? Silver beet, yay! Actually, this is rainbow chard, but it's pretty much, it's just colorful, colorful silver beet. And it is full of minerals, so everything from your magnesium, calcium, zinc is in there. And so you should never throw them away and just use the leaves, which I see people do sometimes. So garlic goes in, and so you can see the onions just have a little bit of color, nothing much. I very quickly just stir fry that garlic, and after that I'll put in my silver beet. And, oh, look, there's a tiny little snail in my celery. The true sign of being homegrown. Better take that out. And when you might have seen that the stalks of the homegrown silver beet are never really as massive as the stalks of the commercial variety. And I use the grains as well, because this is where a lot of brothy flavor comes from. So in it goes. Just a minute or so, give it a bit of a fry, a bit of color, soften it flavor. While I was at the community garden yesterday, I also picked a branch of this lovely of the lovely bay leaf tree, and so I'm just putting 2 bay leaves in there, which adds a really lovely flavor that I like. I also found these chilies lying on the ground, and you know, chilies are a bit dicey if you don't know what they are, how hot they be. You always want to be careful with them. So I just put in like a minimal amount and quickly fry this off as well. And then in go my tomatoes. Look at this beauty. This is a Hungarian heart, I think it's called, from Diggers. And this one doesn't look particularly heart-shaped, but some truly look like hearts. Most amazing. With big tomatoes like that, I do take the stalk out because it's a bit woody. And then you just give it a quick chop. Something like that suffices, and now it's basically chucking them all in. The little ones that I have, I don't chop it at all. I just throw them in. The larger ones I will chop. There we go. And I've got a variety of tomatoes. It doesn't need to be specific. Any tomato will make a good tomato sauce. Probably a specific Italian pasta cook will tell you something different, but I'm not that fussy. And to me, any tomato will do. After you put your tomatoes in, so now that'll boil down to make the tomato soup. I don't put anything else in, just a bit of, actually I shouldn't be using this because I've already put chili in. That's chili and sea salt. I've just got sea salt here in a small dish that I put in. It does help the tomatoes to break down a bit faster. And the other queer ingredient that I will put in is just a few apples. I've got these Bora eaten apples, so I will just cut the bits that are goodish out. And the reason I put those in is, you know how tomatoes are a bit yeah, I love throwing whole cherry tomatoes in too, yay. use what you've got. I agree. Washed before the video started. Yes, I have washed. I've washed the tomatoes because some of my tomatoes are quite sandy from watering. Yes, so tomatoes can be a bit sour, and I just put the apple or anything fruity that I have, and that is sort of past the eating raw stage. So like this, can you see this pear that has seen better days? And it's beautiful and sweet, and there's no need to throw this away. So I just cut the good parts off and use this in this sauce to add some sweetness. Anything that is moldy, I highly recommend you do not use you discard that, like mold on bread. That's really not good for your health. Let's see. So all the lovely white parts go into this tomato sauce. So what you can do, oops, I changed my arrangements to make room for my phone to video me. I will just give that a bit of a mash to break down the tomatoes a bit more, and then they can happily bubble away and reduce. You can put in some, once this has cooked down a bit, you give it a stir every 3 minutes, 3 minutes or so, and I'll quickly show you what it looks like. There you go. Every 3 minutes give it a stir, and within sort of 6 minutes or so it's quite a homogeneous mass, almost looking like a pasta sauce. So while this is bubbling away, oops, I also want to put in some olives. These olives are made, can you see them? Are made last season, and I like the olive flavor in pasta sauce and the saltiness that it provides. So, sorry, I should show you here. So I just take the flesh of the pips and throw the flesh in, and I put the pips in the compost. Yeah, I don't know. Has anyone ever found does anyone else do that? And I've never really found pips in there. I don't know whether the bacteria break it down or whether they're just too small to be found afterwards. So about 4 slices go off each olive. Can you hear the bubble? Oh, hi Suzanne. Yes, so just a few. I would say 3 per person. So I'm making a portion for about 4 people. So 4 times 3, that would be 12 olives that you'd be putting in. Does anyone make their own olives? Ooh. Can you hear the bubble? May just. Can you see that sauce forming? I can't tilt it too much. Good. Oh, it smells good. Give it another. Yeah, it's very soupy. It's amazing how fast that happens. Actually, what I'll do is I'll do this. How's this? It's probably fogging up, but I just flew you over the pot. Oh yes, olives. No, it's not hard, Ash. It's really. I thought that, and then I bought this book, Grown and Gathered, and they had they had a 3-day olive process, and I thought, yeah, I can do that, because previously I had read about olives taking weeks and weeks of soaking, and I thought, no, can't be bothered. Oh yes, there's hi Mel and Meg. They say they're bottling olives. Yes, yum. Yeah, and it just takes three times 24 hours to make olives with that method, and they're beautiful. Most people I've given them really like them. I think Max and Meg, have you tried my olives? Max probably has tried the Max definitely has tried the olives. So next that I do while this is bubbling away, stir it. I'll actually put in a few herbs as well, which I collected from my garden. So this is beautiful. Oh my goodness, the smell of this stuff. Thyme, and oh my goodness, I can't sing the praises of thyme enough either. Thyme is antibacterial, and it's really good for your respiratory tract. So with the COVID virus attacking the respiratory tract specifically, a thyme tea where you just put, a teaspoonful of thyme leaves into either a little strainer or into a mug, pour over hot water, a bit of local honey, is a perfect beverage to ward off and support ward off the virus or strengthen the respiratory tract. So about 2 tablespoons of leaves. There you go, and in they go in our sauce as well. Oh, looks beautiful. And see, it very much looks like a sauce. As it goes on, you can turn it down a little, your sauce, because the volume heats through, and you need less heat to cook it. So here I've got, while this is bubbling and my spaghetti water is boiling or starting to boil, I am just making a simple salad. These are just 2 radicchio leaves from the Pakenham Community Garden. Thank you, Max. So I just roughly chop them up, put them. I've got 2 plates behind me. Put it on there. I've got a cute little cabbage from my garden. Nothing really grows that big in my garden as in the shops, and you just shred that. Doesn't matter really how you cut it, and divide that onto your leaves. And I picked this beautiful purslane. Purslane is a weed. I think Ash, you talked about it in your session. So you just gather it. It's free. It's full of omega-3, plant omega-3, which are really hard to find in other plants, and that supports your immune system in the way that it is anti-inflammatory. So on that goes. And I also picked some nasturtium leaves, and I just tear them up, put them on my plate as well. And I've got these beautiful nasturtium leaves. They go on for decoration on the salad. And then I just take, really simple, take a lemon, squeeze sort of a quarter of a lemon on each salad portion. I'll show you the finished result when I'm done. So that's that. And then a drizzle of olive oil over it, and that's a really simple dressing. And top it with a few olives for a bit of, a few capers for saltiness and aroma and a bit of pizzazz. Okay, pop that here. Don't know how well you see that. Here is my capers, and you don't have to drain it too much, so use a little bit of this of the pickling liquid, so you've got an automatic, you know, salty flavor and dressing. So, and that's your salad done. Very good, nice and easy. So I just have a look at my pasta sauce. Wow, beautiful. So I'm just thinking, how can I show you the consistency of it? So what I might do is I take this bowl and I just take a spoon out and show you the soupiness of it. So it's still a bit bitsy, but coming together. So it takes, I'm just putting that back. It would take another 5 minutes till it's done, and then you just serve it with your cooked pasta. I love throwing a bit of fresh basil and chives on top of things. I love the flavor and the smell of fresh basil, and it looks beautiful once it's over the top. So yeah, that's it. I'm done. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I stayed on time. I really would like to relay that cooking a healthy food is not rocket science. And it's actually a whole lot of fun, and simple often does it. And yeah, so this dish is full of antioxidants from the tomatoes, the carotenoids in there. It also helps with beautiful skin. Those carotenoids. The celery is also full of minerals. If you choose an organic pasta, there's or wholemeal pasta or buckwheat pasta, there's some extra magnesium and something called quercetin, which is in those apples as well. And as they say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. That also supports healthy connective tissue, so good for skin, cellulite, but also a natural antihistamine. So have a great night, everyone. I hope you get inspired to cook, and I'll see you later. Bye.